Hello, everyone. Help wanted, too many jobs and not enough workers in most states. This was the recent headline that was highlighting what we all know too well. Hi, my name is Sharon Bonney. I'm the CEO for the Coalition on Adult Basic Education, and I'm here to talk with you today about the ways that we can creatively address the issues that are hampering economic expansion in 39 plus states. As we all know, there are currently 6.6 million jobs that are unfilled, with a potential for 7.1 million jobs in 2020. With this in mind, legislators and employers are exploring new employment sources to fill their labor needs. Okay. I'd like to take a look here at some astounding national figures. 88 million adults have low English skills or less than a high school education. 30 million adults don't even have their high school diploma. Yet all colleges and 63% of all U.S. jobs require education beyond high school. 20% of adults that have their high school diploma do not even have beginning literacy skills. In other words, they were pushed along in a system, right? 28 million adults lack the digital literacy skills they need to operate a computer well. I wonder what that means for our bottom line. So we know that we have quite a challenge before us. And we also know that low-skilled adults have many other challenges. They're 2 times as likely to be unemployed, 3 times as likely to be in poverty, 4 times as likely to be in poor health, and 8 times as likely to be incarcerated. And we know there are 43 million working-age adults that lack the basic skills that they need for the best-paying jobs. Makes you just wonder, what can we do, and how can we solve these issues? Well, I'd like to talk with you today about adult basic education. Adult basic education provides the services that are needed to tackle this huge issue. We provide numeracy, literacy, workforce readiness skills, digital literacy, and a lot of wraparound services. And our programs do this on a shoestring budget. Many of our programs are severely underfunded, and our teachers make only about 80% of what teachers in elementary and secondary ed made. Our programs operate with about $200 to $800 per adult learner versus $10,000 in elementary and secondary ed. So you can see that we've got some real funding issues here. And this is who we're working with. We are working with the homeless and runaways, foster care, those that have aged out of foster care, single parents, migrant and seasonal farm workers, long-term unemployed, those who've been unemployed for 27 consecutive weeks or more. English language learners, 943,000. Extremely impoverished low-income adults. Learning disabilities, and those that are ex-offenders that are seeking re-entry into the system. So you can see right there, there's just some serious barriers, right, that we're dealing with, that we're fighting against. Our program is non-compulsory. Those that come to our program do so because they want to change their life. They want to get up and out of poverty and into family-sustaining jobs. This right here shows the age of those that come in. So typically, the majority of them are from 19 to 54. We've got about 1.1 million in there. And you can just see there's a strong emphasis on the 25 to 44-year-olds that are coming through. That's because there's a lot of high school dropouts that come to us. And we provide the services that they need so that they can get into the workforce. This right here shows there's more than 2,000 programs across the country, and we are providing services in every state. This is really exciting because we have more than a 70% success rate in our programs. So working with that population that I just mentioned and having a 70% success rate, it's really exciting. We're very proud of that. So what is in it for you, the employer? There's a wonderful return on investment in adult education that's undeniable. First of all, the adult ed graduate can typically earn close to $10,000 more per year once they have that high school diploma. And the economy is impacted as well. For every 400,000 adults who earn a high school diploma, we gain $2.5 billion back in tax revenue and reduced expenses. And when you do the math, that's a little over $6,000 per person. And on top of that, the estimated value to our economy in reduced costs for public support programs for low-skilled, low-literate adults is over $200 billion annually. And these are not my figures. These are figures that have come out in a recent report. As one of my colleagues says, when it comes to government programs, you can medicate, You can incarcerate, or you can educate. So consider this. While adult education provides so much more than just the high school equivalency, it is certainly a milestone. Studies show that 47% of GED recipients go on to higher education and have a 90% persistence rate. You want to talk about grit, right? So they're getting into colleges and they're persisting. Adult ed learners want to persist. They want to fight for a better future for themselves and their families. And in my role as CEO, I'd like to talk with you a little bit about their stories. In 2017, COABE, together with the National Association for the State Directors of Adult Education, launched a public awareness campaign called Educate and Elevate. This went on to be picked up by Success Files with Rob Lowe and was pushed out to 143 million viewers nationwide via Fox News and PBS. The campaign won 6 International Davies Awards, and it has really helped us uplift the wonderful stories of our adult learners. You can check them out at educateandelevate.org, but I'm going to share just a couple of them right now. So Dr. Richard Carmona, who is the 17th Surgeon General of the U.S., was a homeless runaway. At 13 years old, he had a mouthful of cavities, and he was really in a difficult situation. He came through one of our adult ed programs. He went into the military, and he went on to become a Green Beret. He went on to become a doctor, a firefighter, a police officer, and then finally the 17th Surgeon General of the U.S. And of course, we have Story Musgrave, the famed astronaut, who flew 5 solo missions to the moon. He's another one who came through one of our adult ed programs, got his GED, went on to get 2 doctorates, went on to really make something of himself. He owns 3 different companies. But there's so much more. There's Joseph Perez, who now works in the House of Representatives. He's worked in the White House, and he's also worked for Secretary Betsy DeVos. There's Nita Anasari, a single mother, who went through our adult ed program and is now the coordinator of technology programs for one of the cutting-edge digital literacy programs in California. And there are many, many more. There are financial advisors, CNAs, small business owners, authors, teachers, and much more. If I had time, I would share them all with you. But our goal in adult education is to unlock their potential, and we are doing it one learner at a time. We are that talent pipeline that can help fill your jobs. So my organization, the Coalition on Adult Basic Education, represents the 55,000 adult educators that serve the 1.5 million adult learners across the country. We hold the largest adult ed conference in the world, bringing together more than 2,000 of our members each year. We also have a virtual conference. We have 50-plus webinars for more than 22,000 registrants annually, and we publish a thematic research to practice journal. As well, we have an advocacy arm that reaches out to legislators to stave off funding cuts. We've had more than 500 visits with legislators, and we've had more than 118,000 connections from the field to legislators. We also have more than 100 partners, and we're always looking for more partners. So I wanted to mention a partnership that we have that we're really proud of and excited about, and that's Digital Us. You may have recalled that I mentioned there's 28 million adults in this country that do not have the skills to operate a computer, yet are already working on them every day. Well, Digital Us is a national coalition of organizations working together on a 10-year project to ensure that all of us here in the U.S. have the foundational digital skills that we need to thrive and work and in life. We hope to prioritize closing that digital gap, align and scale effective practices, and engage policymakers and funders to advance much-needed interventions. So in closing, I just want to highlight a few of our national level workforce partnerships. But before I do, I want to mention that there are literally thousands of local partnerships taking place. And I mention that because of all the employers here. At the local level, this is a great way to interface. So we have what's called integrated education, where the adult ed programs can work with the local employers and make sure that when these adult ed students come through, these adult ed learners that have all this grit that want to work, that they can come out and they can be working in your companies. Well, at the national level, our organization is delighted to work with Amazon. We're helping to fill their seasonal needs and non-seasonal needs. As well, we're working with Google, and we're in the process of implementing boot camps across the country for our adult educators so that our adult ed learners have the state-of-the-art applied digital skills. And we're also working with Skills USA. Skills USA is a beautiful partner. They have a Career Essentials Credential, which is an industry-approved soft skills job readiness program. So my message out to you all is that COABE is the leader in the field here, and we want to partner with you. We want to get to be able to fill your jobs, and we look forward to talking with you in the near future. Thank you so much.
We will now take a short networking break.